Hello and welcome to a MedMath video. We're going to go over about 15 problems today, going over some basic math equations for LVN nurses or RN nurses. So feel free to pause the video before I start going over the question, and I will do the work with me and I'll explain it. So for this first question, a client's morning fluid intake includes 8 ounces coffee, 8 ounces apple juice, 4 ounces milk, and half of a 500 milliliter water bottle. What is the client's total intake in milliliters? So this is our key right here. We want to make sure everything ends up being in milliliters. Well, luckily we have 500 milliliters, but we need half of that. So if you want to do the math real quick, you can do 500 milliliters divided by half is 2, and you'll get 250 milliliters. Next, we need to convert all of these ounces into milliliters. But since they're all ounces right now, we might as well just go ahead and add them. So 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 4 is 20. So this is 20 ounces. Now we need to remember that there are 30 milliliters to 1 ounce. So we're going to take this 20, multiply it by 30 milliliters, because there's 30 in each one of these 20, and we will get 0, a 0, and a 6, so 600 milliliters. And now if we just bring this down here, we can add it, and we're going to get 0, 5, 8, 850 milliliters. Here's our next question. Same concept. Pause the video now if you would like to try to work on it by yourself. If not, I'm going to go ahead and solve it right now. So the first thing we need to work on, 1/3 of 600. So 1/3 just means there's 3 pieces to it. So we're going to do 600 milliliters divided by 3 pieces, and that'll give us 200 milliliters. We're going to do the same thing with this. We should already know this. 8 plus 8, 16 plus 4 is 20 ounces. 30 milliliters in 1 ounce. So times this by 30. We will get another 600. And this time it won't be in ounces, it'll be in milliliters. Move that down. Add it all up. And you get 800 milliliters. Here's our next question. Go ahead, pause the video now if you would like to try by yourself. So this one's a little bit harder. We have 3/4 of 500. So we can just do a fraction times, so 3/4 times 500. Well, in order to make the 500 a fraction, we just put a 1 underneath it. And what we're going to do is multiply straight across. So 3 times 500 is 1500 over 4 times 1 is 4. And then we can do 1500 divided by 4, which gives me 375 milliliters for the water bottle. This time we have 6 plus 8, which is going to be 14, plus 4 is going to be 18, and this is ounces. And we need to do 30 mLs in 1 ounce. So times it by 30. And we're going to get, see here, 0, 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2, 3, 5, 40. And that's in milliliters. 540. We're going to add it all up. 5, 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry the 1, 4, 9, 915 milliliters. All right, so now we have a client that weighs 154 pounds. The provider orders acetaminophen, 15 milligrams per kilogram. The medication is available as 160 milligrams per 5 milliliters. So the first thing we need to do is convert this pounds to kilograms. Well, 2.2 pounds is equal to 1 kilogram. So to convert a larger number down to a smaller, we're going to divide by 2.2. So I'm going to take my 154, divide by 2.2. 154 divided by 2.2 on my calculator, and I get 70 kilograms. Next, this is 15 milligrams for 1 kilogram. So we need to figure out 70 times 15, because there's 15 for each kilogram, so we need to multiply. We're going to multiply, and we get 1,050 milligrams is what we need. Well, we have 160 per 5. Well, that's annoying because it's in 5 milliliters. So what we can do is we can take it, do some division. So 160 divided by 5 is 32. So now this is 32 milligrams per 1 ml. So now we need to figure out how many 32s are in the 1,050. So we're going to divide by 32. So 1050 divided by 32. And we're going to get roughly 32.8125 are in there. So that is how many milliliters? Because remember, it's 32 milligrams for 1 milliliter. So since we're dividing by 32, this is in milliliters. And finally, it says round to the nearest tenth. So that means the 10th column is that 1 there. We circle the 1. We don't care about that stuff. 1 rounds the same, so we're going to cross that out. So our total answer is we are going to give 32.8 milliliters. All right. Here's the next one. If you would like to try by yourself, pause the video. If not, I'm going to go over it again. We have a pediatric client that weighs 66 pounds. We're giving ibuprofen 10 milligrams per kilogram, and the medication is 100 milligrams per 5 milliliters. How many milliliters should we give? So once again, we're going to start off taking our pounds divided by 2.2 to get 66 divided by 2.2, 30 kilograms. Well, we are going to multiply that by 10 to get our total milligrams. So that's 300 milligrams. We have 100 milligrams for 5 milliliters, but it's so much easier to make it for 1 milliliter. So we're going to take 100, divide by 5, and get 20. And now we're going to figure out how many 20s are in 300. And 300 divided by 20 is 15 mLs. Our last question on the weight conversions. A client weighs 198 pounds. We're getting a drug, 25 milligrams per kilogram. We have 250 milligrams per 2 milliliters. How many milliliters should we offer? Go ahead, pause the video if you want to work on it by yourself. If not, 198 pounds divided by our constant at 2.2 is 90 kilograms. Now we need to figure out, all right, now we know we need 25 of them. So we're going to multiply by 25. 90 times 25 is a grand total of 2,250 milligrams is what we need. We are going to take our 250 milligrams per 2 milliliters. We're just dividing that. So 250 divided by 2 is 125 milligrams per 1 ml. We're going to take our milligrams. We are going to divide by 125. So 2250 divided by 125 equals 18 milliliters. All right, next we have the provider orders Metropol 50 milligrams PO. The medication is available in 25 milligram tablets. How many tablets should the nurse give? So we know we need to give 50 and we have 25 on hand. So we're just going to divide this by 25 because each tablet's 25. So how many 25s are 50? That's 2 tablets. Next, pause the video if you would like to try this one by yourself. We have the provider orders amoxicillin 375 milligrams PO. The medication is available 250 milligrams per 5 milliliters. How many milliliters should we give? Once again, this is going to be much easier if we take this 250 per 5 and knock it all the way back down to just per 1. So 250 per 5, we're going to just divide. So 250 divided by 5 is 50 milligrams per ml. So now we need to figure out in 375 how many 50s are in there. So 375 divided by 50, and that is going to give us 7.5 milliliters. Lastly, pause the video if you would like to try this by yourself. The provider orders morphine 4 milligrams IV. The medication available is 10 milligrams per 1 milliliter. How many milliliters? So we already have it per 1 milliliter, which is good. So we're just going to take our 4 milligrams, divide it by 10 milligrams. Well, 4 divided by 10 is 0.4 milliliters, which makes sense. 10 milligrams is much bigger than 4, which means we only need a fraction of what's there. Okay, next we are going over drop factor. So we have a provider gives 1,000 milliliters of normal saline over 8 hours. The IV tubing has a drop factor of 15. How many drops per minute should the nurse regulate? So this is going to be a problem where we set up and we have 2 multiplications. The one thing that stays constant is going to be 60 because this is our minutes in an hour. Minutes in hour. There's always 60 minutes an hour. So first we're going to take our 1,000 of normal saline. That's the medicine we're giving. We're just plugging it in right there. We are going to take our 8 hours. Is going to go on the bottom with our 8 over 60. And then finally our drop factor is going to go right here. So the easiest way to do this is to first multiply straight across. So 1,000 times 15 is 15,000 over 8 times 60 is 480. And our last step is to divide. So we're going to take 15,000 divided by 480, and we get 31.25 drops per hour or drops per minute. Normally we can't do 0.25 per minute, so we're going to have to round to the nearest whole number. So that means we want this 1 to be our last number. We look at the 2, don't care about anything else. 2 rounds down, so we're just going to cross it out, and we get a total of 31 drops per minute. pause the video if you'd like to try this one by yourself. If not, I'm going to go over it. So once again, for drops per minute, we're going to always start off with a big fraction bar, 2 multiplication, and a times 60 for the minutes. We're going to take our liquid first, 500. We're going to take our time, put it on the denominator, and lastly, we're going to take our drop factor, put it here. And we're just going to multiply straight across. 500 times 20 is 10,000 over 4 times 60 is 240. And then we're going to divide again. 10,000 divided by 240 is 41.6666 repeating. Once again, we can't have 0.6 of a drop per minute, so we need the whole number. We're going to underline it, circle the next number, cancel everything else out. 6 rounds up, so this 1 turns to a 2. The 4 stays, and we have 42 drops per minute. And our last problem. Go ahead, pause the video if you would like to. If not, this is how you work it out. Fraction bar, multiply, multiply, 60. We are going to take our liquid, 750, take our hours, and our drop factor. We're going to multiply straight across. 750 times 10 is 7,500 over 6 times 60 is 360. And then we're going to divide 7500 divided by 360 is 20.83 repeating this time. Once again, we always need a whole number for drops. You can't have partial per drop. Underline the whole number, circle the next one, cross out the rest. 8 rounds up, so that 0 turns to a 1. So 21 drops per minute. And now on to our last set of questions. The provider orders sulfaxin 900 milligrams a day in 3 equal divided doses. Sulfaxin is available as 250 milligrams per 5 milliliter. How many milliliters per dose should the nurse administer? Well, first, we need to figure out what 1 dose is. So if the dose for the entire day is 900, and we want to divide by 3 equal pieces. So 900 divided by 3 is 300 milligrams per dose. And once again, I've talked about this before. Whenever you have the 250 milligrams per 5 milliliters, just divide it to get per 1 milliliter. So 250 milligrams divided by 5 milliliters is going to be 250 divided by 5 is 50 milligrams per milliliter. Well, now we just need to know how many of these 50s are in that 300. So we're going to divide by 50. 300 divided by 50 is 6 milliliters per dose. Here's the next question. Same concept. Please feel free to pause the video now and try it. All right, so we're going to do the same exact thing. We have 1,204 pieces this time. So 1,200 divided by 4 pieces, 1,200 divided by 4 is 300 milligrams per dose we need. Well, we are given 300 milligrams for 5 mLs. So 300 milligrams per 5 mLs turning it into 1 ml is the easiest. So 300 divided by 5, and we get 60 milligrams per 1 milliliter. We're going to take the 60, we're going to put it down here, and we are going to divide 300 by 60. 300 divided by 60 is 5 milliliters. Also, it even says in the thing, 300 milligrams is 5 milliliters. So our math double checks what was told to us to begin with. And our last problem, feel free to pause the video. If not, I will go over it. So we're given amoxicillin, 1500 in 3 parts. So 1500 divided easily by 3 parts. 1500 divided by 3 is 500 milligrams per dose. We have 250 milligrams for 5 milliliters. We're going to divide by 5 to get how much is in 1 milliliter. 250 divided by 5 is 50 milligrams. We're going to take our 50, toss it over here. We're going to see how many 50s are in 500. So 500 divided by 50, and we get 10 milliliters per dose. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment on the video, and I'll be back another time. Thank you.